Okay, time to go live. It looks like we are live, so I'm going to say hello everyone and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. How are we doing this fine Monday? I'm freaking stuffed. I had way too much food for tea, which is bad. I know, bad person. But that means shut the fuck up about food. I don't care right now. Mrs. Sick is sitting there eating nougat or whatever the fuck it is, stuff, and she offered me some, and I'm like, I don't even want it. I think I accidentally filled that second stomach that we all clearly have, at least as children, where there's always room for pudding. Always.
How many chicken wings did you have?
Well, so you got me that packet of 6.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's not enough chicken wings.
That is more than enough.
So I went out, and the only thing I could think to get was more chicken wings.
Yeah.
So I did. But then when I got back and opened up the original packet, they were like twice the size of the ones that I bought. So I've about a third more than I was expecting in terms of food.
And now you're talking about food.
I'm talking about it, but this isn't like, I mean, this is literally about the consumption of it, not about the fucking wanting, oh, let's all talk about the nice things we had. It's more that I have very poor self-control. Like when food's there, that I hate the fact that my parents taught me that if the food's there, you got to eat it all. Or eat it all. Starving kids in Africa. Fuck off. We don't live in that. Unless your parents bagged up that food and fucking sent it, they should shut the hell up. We've never used that one on the kids. We wouldn't even dream of it, because not only is it stupid, it's also just like, it fucks with you. Like, it's wrong and dumb. So, yeah. Sure, Sick. Sure. What, that I'm not stupid? Can't even blame us this time. Cheez-Its are the best type of toilet paper. I just had this image of someone, I know it's not what Cheez-Its are, but like having a toilet roll of like cheese slices and then using that as bog roll. Delicious. Nice cheesy shit. He may look like an idiot.
Your brain goes to weird places.
Do what, babes?
Your brain goes to weird places.
They said Cheez-Its are the best type of toilet paper. I think that is a fair jump from Cheez-Its are toilet paper to cheese slices, which are like, that's what toilet paper is. Toilet paper is just paper slices. It's just a roll of them. Also, thank you, Dr. Scoob. I do like money. Someone said that this stream would be all about how I love money, and I was just like, I mean, it is good. It does acquire me whiskey, but most of the time we just end up talking about fucking food. and what did I start with? So someone bring me a topic that isn't food, and I will try to talk about that instead. Preferably something not fucking bloody miserable. Mrs. Sick, before the stream started, went, oh yeah, someone else has been stabbed up the road from us. I'm like, fucking hell. What is... I mean, I do remember a lot of stabbings when I was a kid in the, before the 2000s. Well before the 2000s at this point.
The 1800s.
Feels like it. I mean, there's an 8 in there somewhere. Stabbings seem to be all the rage. Especially in the 90s. You got my name wrong. Oh, sorry. Scroob. I didn't see the... I apologize. Look, give me another £10 and I'll get it right this time. The clear your plate thing is a hang-on from when people are rationing out at war, so you had to clear your plate or you'd starve. But the boomers thought that was good parenting for always. Yeah, and it carried on with non-boomers. Like, just, yeah. Opinions on Bluetooth. What, the fucking wireless standard? It's fine. It has been all right for like at least 5 years. As long as you have one of the decent newer standards, it's like fine. Unless you mean the fucking Oh, where the fuck was he from? The king of I can't remember which country. One of those ones that's like up and to the I can't even tell that up and to the right of us on the flat Earth. uh Cannibalism in New Guinea. Now that's no, that's food too. Oh, for fuck's sake. Do you have any plans on playing From Software's new Armored Core game? And if so, would you be interested in streaming it? I would like to play it because it looks kind of funky. Streaming, I don't usually stream. I like the idea of streaming, but apart, I know what I'm doing right now. But I mean game streaming. You know what I mean. Shut up, Denmark. There you go, Debnark. um, I don't stream games. It's just work, and I play games to relax, and I don't find streaming games relaxing. I find it kind of stressful, especially when you're trying to be entertaining as well as playing the game. Now I know that that's actually not necessarily 100%. You don't have to be like full on all the time. It's fine. Calm down.
He can't help himself.
Yeah, I can't help myself. So yeah. Anyone here play Diablo 4? Yeah, anyone here not got any self-respect? Oh my god, I didn't even play. We played like 10 minutes of fucking Diablo 3 on console to boot. And it wasn't Diablo 2. Had tons of fun with that game. Are we all drunk? I mean, we should be trying.
No.
Are you a special agent sent here to ruin my evening and possibly my entire life?
Sure.
I get asked that so much. Who is your favorite person to respond to based purely on the visuals added to your video? I have no idea what you mean. What is self-respect? See, there's the questions. Oh, I mean, I wasn't looking for questions. I was looking for topics. Those aren't the same thing as questions. I just spent all fucking day answering questions about me. If you don't, I've got the, that's what I wrote today. It's not coming out. I've decided to make that. I might as well tell you because it's not like you're the entire audience. But the Q&A thing, I thought, I'm so fucking close to 100k now. I might as well make that like a special thing. So now I've written and recorded the answers to a good chunk of the questions because fucking hell, people went hog wild on those. Yeah, so that's coming out when I hit 100k. Not necessarily on the day I hit 100k. I'm still going to stick to my schedule, but that's the plan. Holy crap, a 6th stream just randomly popping in for a sec to say, enjoy your videos and I hope you're doing great. Thank you very much. I am not even going to attempt to pronounce that name. That Colix. Oh, I did it anyway. The fool. Diablo 3 was great. Demon Hunter was awesome. Played it for a bit. I mean, I have a lot of games to play, so if something doesn't grab me quickly. Diablo 2 Resurrected is actually pretty good. I fancy playing that, but I don't want to give Blizzard the kind of money they expect for it. It's kind of a piss take. Especially when I remember buying the game with the expansion pack in a shop for like £3 many years ago. And it's not that much of an upgrade. And I just want to play that. I don't care about the graphics. What are your fave visuals in the Cersic videos to make and see? I don't know. Funny ones. 100k, that's almost 1 million. I mean, it's a lot closer to 1 million than starting a channel is. I play Spaceflight Sim. Earth just got a Earth captured asteroid. Okay, cool. Do you think it's getting easier or harder to find content to comment on recently? I think it's, I don't know how to put it. Sometimes, some days and some weeks and some months, I find it a lot easier to find stuff. I think it's more about my sort of perceived motivation over whether or not stuff's difficult to find. There's always something stupid on YouTube.
There's always something stupid. The problem is they tend to parrot everything.
Hmm.
So you end up just.
That's not my issue. That's not my issue.
My issue is you end up
No,
just
okay,
repeating
we don't.
yourself.
Right. Don't. My issue is that there's just sometimes I can't think. And so I'll over the weekend or something, I'll go, oh, I should do something on that, something on that, and something on that, and then I don't write it down. And then I get to the days where I actually look for content, and I've completely forgotten about my good ideas because I can't fucking write them down. And then it becomes a scramble to find anything, and that drives me crazy. Ah. I realised this week that 3 of my copies of Harry Potter books are first edition, but the covers are completely knackered and held together with duct tape. Smart. They're probably still worth something, I don't know. Christian content is a bit lame. I prefer conspiracies. I mean, I try and cover a variety of things. Like, I have a specific rule about I try not to cover the exact same topic more than once a month. Like, I try not to do a specifically flat earth video more than once a month. I might do flat earth adjacent stuff more. Like, stuff about space is fake is often still technically flat earth content, but it's not saying the earth is flat because space is fake. It's more space is fake. Look how fake it is. Fuck you. And that's something that always entertains me. Look up Glass City River wall mural, Toledo, if you like giant sunflowers. Saw it yesterday. Spectacular. I don't know if I like giant sunflowers. That is not a piece of information that exists inside my head. My personal enjoyment of sunflowers based on their particular size. I'd probably have to see it first. And if I hate it, I'm going to blame you, Rob. Oh, we all do it. There's a cool invention to help with those memory laxity moments. It's called a notepad. Ah, but you see, I have the magical skill of ADHD, probably. So I think I should write that down. Anyway, and do something else. Oh, you gifted a membership. That's very nice. I also like the name. Steps. We need more videos on spirit science. Well, lucky you, I have written one recently. Obnoxious vegans are my suggestion. So when it comes to suggestions, don't make suggestions. Find me a video and fucking send it to me, because I won't remember, especially in these streams. Christ. Anything that is said in these streams, it's a bit like how if it happens in Vegas, it stays in Vegas. If it's mentioned in this stream, it may as well stay in this stream, because I'm not going to reference this stream. I never rewatch them. Like, the chances of me rewatching a stream are so incredibly low to basically be zero. The only reason I would ever rewatch them is because someone like said, I can't believe you said this thing, and that doesn't really happen in the streams. No one can be asked, and most of what I say is just food. Stupid person food. Vegans are wonderful, especially accompanied by a nice Bordelaise. I have never seen that word in my life. I think you made it up. Holy shit, Rosnia Keller. No one ever covers fad diet supplement conspiracies without also pushing their own fad diet supplements, and it makes me a sad Vloyberg on top of that. If you have any, send them to me, please. Also, more money, but no. Yeah, like, I've covered the main one that I remember that I hadn't seen anybody else cover when I first covered it. I saw a couple afterwards, and I can only assume that's because of how amazing my videos were. Was fucking Healy, which is basically a really small, really shit tens machine, as far as I can tell. I would never fucking buy one. Apart from the fact that they're fucking $500 a pop. I'm not giving those assholes that kind of money. Step 85 is just sniping people with the gifted memberships. I don't know why I find that so funny. I give one to you. Usually people get them in like groups. But yeah. Don't eat bugs, eat slugs. I don't want to eat either particularly. You never had steak with Bordelaise sauce. I don't even know what Bordelaise sauce is. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I've never fucking heard of it. It's a red wine sauce. Okay. I'm sure it's nice.
No, it's
But,
red wine. No.
Sauces with red wine in it are different.
No.
They're different.
They're gross.
You're gross. Your mum's gross. Good evening. Is this a terrible stream for terrible people? Seems there's something wrong, as I only see people that are wealthy, handsome, and good at... Wealthy?
Well,
I mean, I've seen the bastardization
wealthy.
of... It's handsome, famous, and good at the sex. I wish my audience were wealthy. Oh, they are, and they're just tight. How about videos on pyramid schemes? Like, I've covered things pyramid scheme adjacent. I can't remember if I've specifically covered any. But yeah, like, I'm happy to do that shit. It's just whether or not I think about them when I'm trying to make videos. So the way to make videos of certain subjects exist is find something, make sure it's between 5 and 10 minutes long. Don't send me a fucking stream. For the love of Christ, I do not have time to dedicate 2 fucking hours to maybe this stream being worthwhile as content. I'm not gonna fucking do it. It's too much. It's like I have finite time. People do it all the time and it drives me fucking crazy. I appreciate the attempt. Don't fucking do it. Last few times people have done it, I said, I appreciate it. I'm not going to watch that. If you can mark some timestamps of actually something worth responding to, then I can have a look. But yeah, yeah. I love that people try to help. It's the same thing when I'll go on Twitter and I'll ask quite a technical question because I'm struggling with something. And then some fucker will go along, and I get why they do it. They go, oh, Sursic wants some help, and I'm going to try and help. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I also don't appreciate it because fucking I can Google. I know how to Google. And if you Google what I just said and send me the first result, I might secretly hate you. Just so you know. I appreciate the what do they call it? Oh fuck. You know when someone gives you a horrible gift? What do they say? It's the sentiment. It's the sentiment that counts. Sometimes it isn't. Good night. I'm off to watch some geopolitics. I mean, is that how that works?
Have fun.
Sorry, the wife's rats have escaped again. Back soon, I hope. Are they like? What is it? ROUSs. Rats of unusual size. Are they really big and might attack you?
Can you ride one?
Is it legal for you to make your own whiskey where you live? I've not checked.
You probably could, but you'd have to have licenses. And
I
you
find
have to
it usually is more convenient. And, you know, I want some whiskey. I don't think, right, let's go get some yeast or whatever the fuck goes into whiskey. I don't know. Let's go get some hops and barley. And I don't fucking know, rice.
It is illegal to distill alcohol in the UK if you do not have a license. However, if it is naturally being fermented and you just partake in it.
If you trip, fall, and accidentally a whiskey, then that's fine.
It's permitted to use, but you're not allowed to sell it. You can have it for yourself.
Wait, so can you do it? Because that's the thing with distilling, is it can be explosive.
The point is, you can make your own alcohol if it's for you. You can't sell it.
Okay, I mean, that makes sense because...
And it has to be naturally fermented. You can't just, like, have a distillery.
I mean, anything that a human being is going to put into their body, that shit is usually pretty well regulated no matter what it is.
I mean,
opening a restaurant is not fucking easy.
I think what it means is more like like if you fermented fruit in a bucket in your own kitchen.
Yeah.
But like if you were actively trying to manufacture like moonshine, you'd probably get fined or something.
I mean, that seems, honestly, I think that's probably the right choice because people are going to blow up their fucking houses. No hops in whiskey. Like I said, I literally said, I don't fucking know. I see it, I drink it. It's a bit like the seafood diet, but, you know, alcohol. When they give you a horrible gift, then they normally says, there's your new homemade sweater that I made myself. There you go, sweetie. Yeah. And there's nothing worse than a shit gift. I mean, okay, there's lots of things worse. But having a shit gift is one of those things that can be really difficult, especially when it's really fucking shit. Like, it seems like they actively chose something specifically because you'd hate it.
Yeah, your mum does that with me.
My mum does that with both of us.
Yeah.
And
She seems to get gifts which are weird.
It's like we've had a conversation, and I specifically said I dislike this thing, and it seems that her brain files that away under my name and object, but forgets the details. That's the nicest way I could put it. Either that, or she's an absolute fucking troll.
Like I think,
and she goes home and she's like, "He hated that fucking dickhead."
like she got. I think I mentioned one time that I used to draw dragons a lot because I liked dragons as a kid.
Yeah, as a kid, this is an important piece of information. I used to like dragons. Used is the operative word.
I used to draw them a lot.
Yeah.
And then Christmas came along and she got me this dragon clay statue that looked like it was handmade by like a 10-year-old or something.
It wasn't great.
Like, it was fine if one of my kids made it.
Yeah, it'd be pretty sick.
But why would... And it was like holding a purple egg or something. And I was like, oh, okay. And I like, where the fuck am I going to put that?
Yeah. The worst one she did for me, and don't get me wrong, I love my mum, especially if she's listening. If she's not, no. But I told her that I thought that onesies were basically the worst thing that humanity had ever produced. That I find them incredibly uncomfortable, and that because my body produces so much heat, that if I were to wear one, I'd probably almost immediately burst into flames. This was just a conversation. We were just talking about random shit, and that's what I brought up. But what I had wanted for Christmas was a dressing gown. And so when I opened the Christmas present, what I saw was a big fluffy thing that was sort of man size. And I thought, fucking awesome. She got what I wanted. And then I pulled it out, and it was a goddamn gorilla onesie. And it wasn't just a onesie, but it was fucking hairy. So it was literally the worst version of the thing that I had told her under no certain terms that I would hate it if someone got me one. And I had to tell her, I went, Mum, I will literally never wear this. Do you have the receipt? I'm sorry. I really appreciate the attempt, but can I go and change it for a fucking dressing gown? I've still got the dressing gown. The dressing gown was great, but fuck me. I was so confused. Now, people have mentioned that maybe she's got like onset Alzheimer's or something, and that does concern me. But how the fuck do you bring that up?
If my kids actually made the thing, I have a memory box to put things in. I wouldn't just chuck it.
No, that would be. Also, the point she was making.
I have this huge, massive binder filled with the kids' artwork.
The point she was making is that, like, if your child draws you a smiley face, you go, "Oh, I love this.
Well, yeah,
this is nice."
Look at my
if
wall.
a stranger,
my wall is covered in kids' artwork.
If a stranger paid someone £10 to draw a smiley face, and then gave it to you as a gift, you go, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, these are two complete... It's the same act, and yet the context of it makes it wildly fucking different. So, yeah, like a cool little dragon thing from your kids is like, sick. My kids made me a dragon. That's kind of cool. A weird little dragon thing from an adult that someone paid for and isn't very good. Like, good for a kid, bad for a grown-up. It's not the same thing. You chuck the one from a grown-up, you go, okay. Or maybe it makes a fucking paperweight. I don't know, but yeah. Hello, a fucking t-shirts for Father Day, and you were promised a Cessic action figure. Disappointed fucking gorilla.
I know for one of them was you vaguely mentioned that it was my birthday coming up at one point.
Well, my mum rarely knows that it's your birthday.
Yeah, but then she turned up and the gift she gave me was a Doctor Who necklace.
Oh, yeah.
Because she heard that I liked Doctor Who. And I went, yeah, when I was a kid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I used to like that. That word, used.
Yeah, used to.
I don't think she knows what that word means. I'm going to send her a fucking word of the day calendar, but all of them is used. In the past.
I don't know, like, my big thing is Egypt, and she's
Dressing
never got
gown
me anything
equals
to do with
smoking
that.
jacket. I think a smoking jacket is different from a dressing gown.
Smoking jacket is like...
It's like silk.
Yeah, it's like satiny, and it's like embroidered and shit.
Whereas a dressing gown tends to keep you warm. I guess it depends where you live, what constitutes a dressing gown. But whatever it is, bathrobe, yeah. Something that you would dry in. What's wrong with my face, assuming my name actually shows up with this? Oh, right. Is it not letting you have your face as your profile picture? Oof. Oof, YouTube. Oh, it turns out that your nose looks like a penis or something, and then I'm like, okay. About pronunciation, I'm a German chef, and there's always an argument. Can you help me out? Okay, just call it Worcester sauce. You could say it was Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
It's Worcestershire.
It's not Shire, it's Shire.
Yeah, but the word is Shire, but you pronounce it as Shire when it's in a word.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, if you want to say the full word, it's Worcestershire sauce. But if you want to make it easy for yourself, just say that it's Worcester sauce. And you heard that from an English. And
yeah, they still count.
And if they argue with you, I also told them to fuck off. Officially. This is, I can sanction it.
Oh, watermelons. Ugh.
What's wrong with watermelons?
I don't like watermelons anyway, but the idea that it's a sauce.
I didn't know you didn't like watermelon.
No, I don't like watermelon.
What's your problem with watermelon?
It tastes gross.
It tastes basically of nothing, and we have relatively recently...
Okay, fine then. The texture of it it's like eating a sponge. It's disgusting.
Like, what fucking sponges have you been eating? The thing we figured out about Mrs. Sick is she has basically no sense of taste. For all intents and purposes. She didn't know that bread had flavour.
It doesn't.
Now, some of you are going, bread has flavour? You have the same problem too.
It has a nice smell. It doesn't taste of anything.
It has the taste of the smell.
No.
We've already established this. You can say no, you're wrong. I can taste it. I'm right. Unless I have just the most amazingly sensitive palate in the world, which I don't think is true. Was this year's sauce? I like that. But purple feeling more awake yet. What? Okay. Watermelon is bland and hurts my teeth if too cold. I mean, are you freezing your watermelons? Because that'll do it. Good bread does. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Talking about decent bread. We call it Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, that causes me actual pain. Yes, bread does have a taste. There are trillions of bread flavours. I mean, I imagine most of them are bad. I tell you what I don't like, soda bread. Soda bread looks fucking amazing, and it smells pretty good, and it tastes like shit.
I guess I wouldn't know.
It has a strong flavour, You might
I
like it.
probably like it then.
You probably be like, what's wrong with this?
Yeah,
I can actually taste it.
Yeah.
We figured out that you're okay with flavors you're not hugely keen on if you can taste them
Yeah.
because it's like an experience. What did you eat? Oh no, that was it. You hadn't had beer in years.
Yeah, because the smell
And
of
you had a beer at the
when I was-
weekend.
yeah, when I was pregnant, the smell of it was horrible.
Yeah. But yeah, she had a half a pint at the weekend just because she hadn't had it in so long. And she's like, clearly not super into it, but it was like, I can taste it though. And it's like, at least I'm getting flavors. Flavors is just not something that you experience much. I've realized. Real bread is delicious. Unlike that fake bread. I mean, Mrs. Sick, we figured out that proper bread does fuck with her, especially in terms of heartburn. But the gluten-free stuff doesn't do that.
Yeah, most of it because it's
Gluten-free bread.
It's because it's made from rice mainly.
But gluten-free bread is fucking disgusting. But she can't tell.
No.
To her, it's almost identical.
Yeah.
Which I find fucking hilarious. Can you tell the difference in feel in your hands? How it just feels wrong? Or do you not really notice that?
Well, normal bread is softer.
Yeah.
But that doesn't...
That's
not a concern to me.
The gluten-free bread feels just like it was made as a prop. That's the only way I can describe it. It smells and tastes like it too, to be honest. But she can eat it.
I don't know. It doesn't bother me.
Wheat bread is so bad for you, almost all sugars. Now, are you talking about American bread?
Oh, God. American bread's terrible.
Because American bread is like cake.
It's cake, yeah.
Isn't bread just lame cake? American bread. Good bread. Like, go to a country that makes bread, and it is a whole different thing. Proper bread is fucking delicious. It has a real, it's very savoury.
The gluten-free one that I get is not made from grains, it's made from rice.
Oh, I thought it was made from shit.
It probably explains why it's really firm, because it's made from rice flour.
I guess. I bought a tiger bread at the bakery the other day, but he didn't want it because he only eats gazelles. Fuck you, Gareth. Oh, he had me in the first half. I like tiger bread too. I was like, ooh, tiger bread. This is about tiger bread. Tiger bread is the one that I like. Isn't tiger bread one you like? Or is it a texture thing? It's probably a texture. Because it's got that crunchy roe.
Tiger bread's just like any other bread. It's just got stripes on it.
And that's why you like it.
Yeah. That's why most
looks
people...
fancy.
Yeah, it looks fancy.
No, tiger bread is nice. Tiger bread is its own thing.
Is it? Because it tastes the same as all other bread to me.
Has Mrs. Sick ever tried milk roll bread? As far as pre-packed sliced loaves go, it's got a bit of flavour. I've never even tried that. That's the one that comes in the purple packet, isn't it?
Milk bread?
Yeah. I think it's made by the same company that makes that fucking chocolate that's like the milk. It just has fucking milk written on it.
Got milk.
Milk.
I don't know. Let me have a look.
Shit in, shit out. Nature or what?
Milk bread.
Student bread. Really cheap. Made from 10% normal bread, 50% sawdust, and 40% sadness that you cannot afford proper bread.
By the look of it, no, I haven't tried this before.
For a very short amount of time, I had to sleep on someone's couch, and they had kids. And she would always buy shit bread. And then I would buy nice bread for myself because I ain't eating shit bread. And also buying your own food for yourself when someone's letting you sleep on their couch. I think that's fair. But they kept fucking eating my bread. So at one point they said, "Oh, on your way home, could you buy some nice bread?" And I just bought them the shittest fucking bread that there was in the shop. I went and I looked for the cheapest, most horrible shit out of pettiness and spite. And the kids didn't even fucking know. It's just like ridiculous. I make my own bread. Is this a poop joke? You should play I Am Bread, the game. I have played it. It's fine. It's just annoying to play. It's a fucking streamer game. AKA, it's annoying to play. It's not actually that fun. I mean, I guess you could probably get good at it, but have no interest in getting good at games that aren't fun to start with. Have the idiots won? They finally reduced us to fighting amongst ourselves about bread. Is anyone fighting? I don't think that there's a single person in here who's mad at anyone else about their choice of bread. Apart from the fact that the Americans don't know how to make bread. And that's a fact. I've heard Americans. I went to England and I just tried some normal bread there, and it was like a fucking world-changing taste sensation. And yeah, you really should. Well, they buy like from the English aisle of shops in America now because it's just like, oh, it's just better. It's just breader. Instead of bread, cut a donut in half like a hamburger bun. Insert favorite lunch meats in a layer of nacho cheese Doritos. You've got to put the burger in there as well. The fuck's wrong with you? And preferably some bacon. So you put broken glass in the bread. I mean, what is bread if it doesn't have the crunchy bits? Oh my god, I just disgusted myself. Imagine that. You just bite into a piece of bread and it doesn't crunch like the edge. Just in the middle. Something like pops or snaps, and it ain't fucking seedy bread or anything like that.
That sounds fucking nasty.
King's milk can suck a dick, though. That shit really is like cake. King's milk is fine. I don't think it's like cake. Like, not even close. Not over here, anyway. Bread from a real bakery. Bakery. Tiger bread. Try the black pudding deep fried. No.
Black pudding's like nasty though.
Black pudding disgusts me just on every facet.
I've never actually had black pudding. Just the concept of it puts me off.
Communion wafers are the worst. So sticky. Yeah, when you get Jesus stuck to the top of your mouth, it's just like, oh god, I can't get the flavor of Jesus out of my mouth. Fuck's sake, this is my this is my flesh. Which bit?
Do communion wafers actually taste of anything? Because I wouldn't know.
Okay. So you wouldn't possibly know?
No.
They taste of something.
They don't taste of
anything.
anything.
It's not very nice.
Okay, they don't taste of anything.
They taste of cheap.
Right.
Like very cheap. I've been to fancy churches where they get a fresh loaf of bread and it's real fucking bread.
It's like you get like tortillas.
That church that I think it was the church I went to when I was a kid. And it's like the one bit that I liked. It's like, get the fucking bread. Get a bit of wine. The church turned me into an alcoholic. I'm going to ask Alexa. Are you spying on me? Yes, every day. But that's none of your business. I mean, that's fair. You shouldn't question that device. You don't need sugar in bread. No. Even if you're American, you don't need sugar in bread. Where I'm from, breaking your own bread is something basically everyone does. I would, but I don't have a bread maker. And I know that's not the point. But I'm not making my own bread. I don't have the fucking time. The taste yucky. I've heard Mormons have real bread. I'm sure they do. Should take a trip to Amsterdam for the bread. I mean, you'll need lots of bread. Sick is AI. I've already been accused of that. Fucking hell. It didn't take long. Like, AI turned up, and then like a week later on one of my conspiracy videos, this guy's just an AI anyway, don't listen to him. It's like, are you actually taking the piss? And I bet you're not. I bet you think that that's an argument. I bet you think that you just made a point there. So the other thing is, I've seen a lot of people do AI voice bits of themselves. And a lot of them said, oh, it sounds all right. And it's like, no, it fucking doesn't. It amazes me how undynamic the AI voice generation is.
Kind of monotone.
Yeah. Even so, especially when you've got someone who's like got a lot of highs and lows.
Like you, yeah.
Yeah. You could definitely tell if I started using AI as a voice thing. Like, it would be really fucking obvious.
I don't think it would be as obvious with me, though.
Well, I mean, that's because you don't exist. I've been using advanced AI to pretend that someone actually loves me for years.
I'm Australia, yeah.
You're Australian or Australia?
Australia.
Okay.
I don't exist.
MCD's bread is amazing, and black fried pudding is full English is S tier. Who is... No. Disgusting. Say France 10 times. That'll prove you're not AI.
Yeah, but he doesn't say it right.
What? Why don't I say France
You
right?
go France.
I don't say France. I say France.
France.
France. E by hook. France. E by hook. E by ek. Fuck me.
Can't even get it right.
I'm obviously an AI. Fuck it. I've screwed it all up. Or would an AI screw that up yet? Transvestigated. Have I been transvestigated? I'm a fucking cartoon. It wouldn't even make sense. Jesus Christ, this AI is a maniac and keeps talking about how he hates humans and eats cats. I mean, if I was an AI, I would do both those things at a much higher rate and efficiency. The fact that I'm so lazy proves how little of an AI I actually am. Been playing with 11 Studios voice clone. Okay, I don't know the names of them. You've said France 10 times, but that doesn't mean you're not AI. You motherfucker. He discovered us. Every mushroom cloud has a silver lining. Radiation. I mean, that's fair. Maybe you could make an AI with a Geordie accent. AI you with a Geordie accent. Wait, me or her? Face reveal at 100k subs. No. I've already said no many times. I don't do a face reveal until I have like 10 million subs and a viewership that reflects that kind of number.
Why would you need to face reveal anyway? You're just breaking the immersion.
I do think that. Like, some people, they face reveal and then they go back and people are like, yeah, but we know what you look like now. Okay, why the fuck does a particular food shop that rhymes with Pestco have bread on the shelf unwrapped so people can touch and squeeze and cough on and sneeze? Because don't you need the coffee squeezy touchy bread?
Oh, the amount of times I've thought, like, you know, because like at supermarket they have like bread on display.
Yeah.
I've told the kids multiple times not to touch him.
The other day they went right up to it and started sniffing it, and I'm like, kids, back the fuck away. There's actually a black line.
They fucking love bread, though.
I'm sure they do. I mean, I know they do. There's a black line that's in front of it and said, you see that? That's where you stand to look at bread. I do not want to be the people that gave some poor fucker a horrible fucking... Because schools just bring back the most... Kids, when they go to school, they bring back just the most interesting fucking illnesses. I have never been more sick in my life than since I had children. And it's definitely not because I'm so much more fucking active. I am a right lazy bastard. But holy shit. They just kill you.
Blue Crane gets it. Face reveal after God does a face reveal.
You know what? That's fair. Go for it. Send him a gross whiskey. He might. It depends. I mean, I will drink cheap whiskey. Don't get me wrong. Now, if you send me something along the lines of a peaty scotch, I'm less inclined. Although, as I grow older, maybe I'll start to like that disgusting flavour. Face reveal when I have a solid gold car and a rocket house. Exactly. Also, good Simpsons reference. My cat loves bread. When I have a sandwich, he has no interest in the meat. He just wants the bread. Starts dragging the fucking sandwich away out of your hands. I don't think so sick is real anyway. Send me whiskey. Prove me wrong. No, face reveal. Just because you're scared to reveal that you actually is George Clooney. I mean, I wish I was George Clooney. But yeah, that's the one that does confuse me. Why don't you show your face? Because I don't fucking need to. It's easier. It makes videos look better without having to put the effort in. and it doesn't change the validity of my arguments / jokes. So the only reason that I have ever figured that someone cares to know what I look like is that it gives them the possibility that they could come find me and do something fucking abysmal. Like, you really, if you've ever said that to someone, you are telling on yourself. You are saying, hi, I'm a piece of shit. And the only way I can be correct is if I can threaten someone. Guess what? You're not correct. You're just a piece of shit. A butter knife can be an offensive weapon, but only for Irish butter. What is Irish? Is there something about Irish butter that I don't know? Clearly. Do a bum and tits reveal at 100k? I think that's just my existence. That's my face. I always say I don't hate kids. I just like peace and quiet, not having my stuff broken, and not being kids or having any children anywhere near me ever, is what you're saying. Yeah, you don't have to show your face because reasons. I mean, you don't have to show your face. The reason is that you don't have to show your face, ever.
I'm just thinking.
Face reveal, face
the first picture I ever took of you. You
yeah, you can have that. You can have the first picture she ever took of me. It's me completely covered.
He pulled like a balaclava over his face.
Yeah, basically, it's just it's me, but like a ninja. Under the helmet is just a 10 gigabyte thumb drive. I like to think I'd have a terabyte these days. If he revealed, we would know he's Lord Buckethead. I'm not that into politics. If he showed us his face, then we'd know he works for NASA. Shill. If you work for NASA, does that make you a shill?
No, it's a face reveal. You lift the helmet and there's a space shuttle underneath it.
And the head just flies off and I die. And I'm gone. When parents see that and say, it means I hate kids, I say, no, that means you hate kids. I mean, I think deep down, we all hate kids. Everyone knows one cannot joust unhelmed. How dare they ask for such a thing? Exactly. Especially when you do it with your penis. Vice Rhino and Cirrus were talking about how much they'd like to chat with you at some stage in stream the other day. Okay. I mean, if they contact me, I wouldn't be averse to them turning up on here. I love your armor. I love my armor too. Under the helmet, there is another helmet. Another bigger helmet. That's the thing. Another larger helmet has been one of those things. I think my first ever idea for a face reveal was to pull off the helmet and underneath was like a Darth Vader mask. Just because that shit's funny. Kids hate each other. Who likes kids? I don't think anybody. Just everybody dislikes kids. Especially when you grow up. Actually, I was talking to the kids earlier. And they were concerned about other kids not liking them. I was just like, well, let me put it this way. It's like, I like you kids because you're into interesting things. Like, they are far more interesting than other kids I've ever fucking interacted with. Like, one of them's really into moths. The other one really likes art. Like, they like, for kids, pretty good things. And video games.
They like retro video games, yeah.
Yeah. So they're just basically mini us, except for the insects thing. Neither of us are hugely into insects. I mean, you like moths more than I do, but whatever. But it's like, okay, you have something to talk about. Most kids are the most boring asshole. I didn't use that word, but most kids are very, very boring. And you love the idea of being an interesting person. You will never be an interesting person if you are interesting to kids. Like, kids are just fucking, they're into just the lamest shit. As you grow up, people will find you much more interesting. People of your age, as you get older, will find you interesting, whereas, kids your age don't, and that's good. Like, you will be so pleased with that, whereas those other people will probably not be that interesting for a really fucking long time.
Fucking normies.
The helmet may be a family thing. So you're in fact related to Darth Vader and Dark Helmet. Not Darth Vader, definitely Dark Helmet. Uh, kids would be better with a mute button. I mean, thank you. I'll clip that for my workmates. Wait, what have I done? What did I do? Oh no. How often do you polish your helmet? Or has Mrs. Sick put a stop to that sort of thing? For fuck's sake. Mrs. Sick has always polished my helmet. She's very diligent. Seems I'm a member now. My ex-wives mentioned that years ago. Did they say you were a massive member? Maybe they would be happy if you just accessorized the helmet. A four-leaf clover here, a rainbow there. I mean, I don't know. I feel like having shit on my face. Like, I've never been into tattoos. So, like, I feel like decorating my head would be a similar concept. It's like one of the reasons, like, when Christmas and fucking Halloween come around, it just reminds me of when people change their avatars to match up with that. I've said it before, like, I don't like making seasonal content because it's not evergreen. And I feel like as a brand, I do a similar thing. It's just like, also it means I get to be lazy. Vibe check fail any adult who find children not their own interesting. It's just, unless some kids can be interesting people, but most kids are just really fucking boring. And I guess it's why I don't see most kids as people. Like, I was having this discussion with Mrs. Sick the other day. I realized that I can't fucking imagine any kids I haven't spoken to, because they're just these like troll dolls to me. And until we became sort of friends with a neighbor, I had no idea what their kids looked like. I'd seen them. I take my kids to school pretty much every day. I knew what their sort of tuft of hair on their head looked like, but I had no concept of what their face was until we actually had the kids hang out together. And I was like, oh, that's what they look like. I was like, oh, fuck. Because for a while I thought there might be something wrong with me, because we started talking about face blindness. I was like, shit, am I face blind? Because I don't remember I can't even imagine what any of the kids at school look like. And I realized it's just because if I don't talk to someone, I just don't fucking consider them to be people. Effectively. So, yeah, I was quite relieved and a little bit freaked out by the strangeness of, I don't know, it might be normal. Even some of the younger evangelical kids talked on game chat were pretty boring, but a few aren't too bad. Maybe it depends on... I'm not saying that all kids are boring, just that most kids are fucking boring. Most kids are into kid shit, and kid shit is not that fucking interesting.
Ketchup. Ketchup. Ketchup.
Ketchup. You're going to be taken away soon. Yeah. So, like, kids can be interesting people, but they're probably not. You probably know one kid who's like, he's going to grow up to be an interest, or she, or whoever, whatever. I'm just saying words. But you probably rarely think that. You probably think, fucking hell, this kid's exhausting and an asshole. Seriously, pulling off a mask to reveal another mask, only to find an empty soul beneath. Soul? There's a channel called Genesis Apologetics. You're going to find good content there to ridicule. If you want to tell me about any content that I might want to look at, go to my About page. I have an email address and I have a Twitter, which you can DM me on, and send me a video, one that you think would be good for content. I am not going to remember any of the shit here. That is effectively not what this is for. I don't take notes, and I don't check back. Cersic ate my horse. You ate your horse, and then you blamed it on me. We all know who the real criminal is. I thought I was face blind, then I realized I don't give enough crap about... Yeah, I think that's basically what it was like. Like, I knew what all the parents looked like. That was the thing, because I'd spoken to all of them. And I was just like... I was trying to figure out what the fuck was going on. And then I realized that the only kids that I knew what they looked like were the kids my kids were friends with outside of school.
Like, I thought I had some sort of face blindness because I'm not very good at remembering what people look like.
But we figured
But
that
then
out.
if-
You just don't look at people.
yeah, I figured out it's because I don't make eye contact with a lot of people. So, yeah.
Those kids who are working 50-hour weeks in China must be interesting and introspective. Jesus Christ, that went to a dark place. Fucking cats versus cat blood. Delicious. Some were ripe asshats. I mean, what do they say about kids? Kids can be so cruel. The fucked up shit. At least when we were kids. They've actually, I think, like, our girls have conditions and the other kids are pretty nice to them. They just don't know how to interact with them is the main issue. But I remember kids saying fucked up shit when I was at school. And I was like, holy shit. When you just remember random things, you're like, fucking hell. Oh.
I guess it just depends on the type of school you went to.
School full of cunts.
Yeah.
I didn't even know my nephew was blonde until his 4th birthday. Jesus. That's pretty good, though. Yeah. It turns out that if you have to actually interact with people and take an interest in them to know what they look like. Who would have fucking knew? But yeah. Can you help me with my ketchup problem? Don't spray it into your eyes. Shit hurts. It's got vinegar in it. At least, like, proper ketchup has. I'm great at remembering faces, and I'm excellent at remembering names. My problem is to combine the right faces with the right names.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Names have always been one of those ones. I've never been too bad at, like, going, I can't fucking remember what your name is. And, like, I'm not embarrassed. I know that I should remember, but if I don't ask you, I'm just going to start thinking that your name is that guy. So that's probably not better. Zombie Thatcher has risen to send all children back to the mines. Grab your sword. Kids bullying others is just evil. We are so glad that the kids do not give a shit about social media. And I get that they're not supposed to go on before age 13, which they're not. But their fucking peers have phones and have social media accounts. And the kids just don't give a fuck. Like, the most social media thing that they have is Steam. And the only people they have on that is us. And that's the only people they care to have. It's one of the good things. So we're going to, like, they need to know how to use it, obviously. But we're going to try and make it so that social media isn't, like, doesn't feel like it's their life. Because that's the other thing. They change over time. So if they can learn to exist without it.
Well, like, we grew up without it.
Yeah.
And we're not...
Basically...
And we're not attached to it in the same way that a lot of kids are these days.
That's one of the things they say. Like, it's going to be weird. There's a generation now coming into adulthood who literally haven't existed without the internet pretty much as it is today. With all the things that you expect. And that's fucking weird. So that's what I was doing wrong. I mean, probably everything. That's what I do. Oh, Steam. I thought you said Steve. Steve, the social media app. Steve. And there's just one guy. You can only add him. And Steve just says random shit.
No, Steve would be AI for Apple's Steve Jobs.
They resurrected. They copied his brain.
Yeah.
They've been keeping it in the vault until they can make it work properly. God, it wouldn't fucking surprise me.
I know, right?
He just comes up with the eye. It's just a big electronic eyeball, and it just watches from the fucking tower. Like a fucking Sauron-esque tower. Yeah. Fat Steve. Steve here. I like the confidence of the name. Easiest way to remember someone's name is just remember the embarrassing thing you did in front of them. No name will haunt your memory. Yeah, and then try and think of an embarrassing thing they did, and you just fucking can't. Because no one cares. And you could introspect and go, well, that means no one remembers. I mean, there's one thing that someone does remember, and you just don't know what that is. And that's the problem. But yeah. Right. It's been an hour. You can all fuck off now. We're gonna go do something else. Maybe work related, maybe not. We'll see. I just dropped something on the floor.
Thank you
I'm
for the
smart.
super chats and thank you for gifting.
Yeah, I do like money. That's what I was told. I do find it hilarious that someone went, "Oh, this would be a stream, but just tell you like money," and then just people started giving me money for no reason.
Gravy,
Thank you a lot, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.